You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of the Hello Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation for the busy woman of color who's on her healing journey and just needs a moment to breathe, pause, and relax from the grind. I'm your host, Danielle Washington, and today I'm talking about some stuff that's going on in my personal life. You get to a point in your life where you're like, something's got to change. Like, something has got to give. I can't keep living like this. And we end up on this quest for a spiritual awakening or some answers to guide us on this crazy journey we call life. There are these moments in our lives where, and I say this because I am definitely not the exception, that when we find ourselves caught up trying to meticulously follow these spiritual practices in a way, all in the name of this profound healing. And we use astrology forecasts like they're like the local weatherman saying, so like today there's going to be a storm of abundance coming our way with this Saturn moving into Taurus. So get out your crystals, your rituals, and your spiritual baths and get it all together and make sure you're doing it in time because you don't want to miss this moment. I feel like a lot of us go through these moments of trying to follow these forecasts, these spiritual forecasts, especially around the time of the summer solstice, Lionsgate, or whatever major cosmo thing that's going on in the world. But at what cost are we doing these things? And is it really hitting in a way that's actually working for us? Like, are we actually thinking about this, or are we just blindly following this in the name of healing, in the name of expanding our spiritual practice? Honestly, the truth is sometimes when you are relentless about kind of getting to these moments and having these awakenings, they can actually lead to moments of feeling overwhelmed, sense of confusion, sense of exhaustion, even feeling like you're a failure because like, oh, I was trying to do all the things and I don't know if I did it right. I don't know if I did it in time. And I feel like a failure. I found myself asking in these moments, like, why am I doing this? Like, literally, why am I doing this? And so today's topic is a personal one because I'm going to talk about my experience of what I'm going through right now as I try to prepare for this trip to Egypt and the foolery that I am going through. And I'm sharing this because it's a shared moment of collective healing. I'm hoping by sharing this that you can get something out of this for your own experiences and how you can relate this to your life. But before we get started, let's begin by doing a brief but powerful visualization meditation. This practice will help us ground, help us find our moment of tranquility in the midst of often chaotic lives that we all experience as busy women of color, or just busy people. I mean, whether you're a woman of color listening to this or not, just being busy and this daily kind of feeling like you're on this hamster wheel of life. It's a chance to check in with ourselves, to reset, and just to breathe. So wherever you are, find a comfortable position to sit. If you can, close your eyes, take a moment to really feel into the space of your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Your hands are in your lap, connecting to your body. And let's take a moment to take a deep breath in, holding it for a moment, and then letting it out slowly. Feeling your body relax as you exhale. And continue to inhale, hold briefly, and then slowly exhale. Visualizing a calm, warm light at the center of your chest. This light represents your inner peace, that mental vacation that you desire, that you crave. It's your spiritual core. Within each breath that you inhale, imagine this light growing brighter and brighter as it expands outwardly past your body. It's encompassing your entire body and that space beyond, from your top of your head to the tips of your toes. Maybe it's a couple inches outside of your body. Maybe that bright light is expanding to the entire room, to the entire house, to your entire city, to the world. To continue with each breath, inhale and exhale, expanding that light further and further out. And as you exhale, imagine any stress, negativity, and any tension leaving your body as it's being replaced with a soothing, beautiful, healing light. Take a few more breaths in and out, each time feeling that warmth of the light, the calmness it brings, and feeling connected to your inner self, that spiritual core. And when you're ready, slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your surroundings, opening your eyes if you had them closed. And carry that peace and that calmness with you as we venture into today's journey, remembering that that light is always within you, ready to be ignited whenever you need it, whenever you call on it. You just simply inhale and exhale and begin to visualize that light. It's there for you. Today I wanted to share a deeply personal journey with you. It's kind of where I've been, and I've been struggling. I've been struggling lately. All in this attempt to lead this life that's attuned with this spiritual, powerful moment that's going on right now. The summer solstice. Trying to feel connected, try to really tap into my inner self and expand. I am about to embark on a trip to Egypt, and I'm excited about it. Like, Egypt has been on the list for a while, but it's never been high until I started doing some of this work that I've been doing. And I keep having visualizations in my dreams and my meditations and in my practice of me being in Egypt. All I know is something is calling me to Egypt, and so I decided to answer the call, and I'm going on a spiritual trip, on a retreat to Egypt that will focus in on Kundalini Yoga, and I'm excited and I'm nervous. I think I'm excited because I've been like, oh, this is going to be it. This is what I've been visualizing. This is what my intuition, my guides have been telling me. This is my moment. This is going to be so powerful. This is going to be so life-changing that it's going to be everything. And it's not just about me going to Egypt to take a picture in front of a pyramid to get that Instagram moment. So I told myself, this is a spiritual moment in your life. It may be even more powerful than the one you did for ayahuasca. For me, when I had an ayahuasca ceremony in 2018, that was for me one of the most powerfully spiritual moments I've ever had. And this trip feels like it can potentially be one of those same type of moments. So I told myself, okay, for ayahuasca, I was told to prepare in a certain way. I was told I need to take this seriously, and I prepared my mind and my body. And preparing my body for ayahuasca meant doing this crazy diet, this diet that said no meat, no cheese, no fermented products, like no bread, no oil, no salt, no spices, no garlic, no onions, no everything. It felt like no everything, all in the names of this spiritual journey. All in this names of purifying my body in preparation for a spiritual journey. It also meant no violent TV, no violent music. It meant abstaining from sex. It meant just really being as pure as possible, detoxing my mind from negativity in a way that I was just really ready for this spiritual awakening. And because that really worked by me doing this, I was like, okay, let's do this for this trip to Egypt we're about to do. This is going to be fire. This is going to be everything. But a couple days into me doing this diet of not eating certain things, not watching certain things, and really being mindful about how I was moving, what I was listening to, what I was taking into my body mentally and physically, I found myself starving, like starving. It was just easier to skip meals altogether than to navigate the maze of what was forbidden for me to take into my body and into my mind, into my soul. It didn't feel good, and it sure the heck didn't feel nourishing, physically or spiritually. And the old me would have been like, just keep pushing forward, you got this, sis. But the me of today is like, oh no, sister. Is this really worth it? Is this really the right way for me to prepare myself for a spiritual journey? And the answer was clear as day. It was a resounding hell nah, girl. No. So I adjusted. Because I saw that I was getting caught up in this pursuit of profound spiritual experience to the point to where I was willing to go through hell. I was willing to go through hell to reach that state, to be prepared, to be ready for this amazing moment that's going to happen in my life. And then I realized that it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to go through hell to be prepared for a trip. I don't have to go through hell to experience a spiritual awakening. I don't have to do all the things that people say to do. As a Kundalini teacher, people often ask me to help them reach this Kundalini rising, like it's some treat on some ride or like it's a game. And this wellness trend of trying to have your Kundalini rise that I keep seeing on social media is like kids playing with fire. It's literally like, oh, let a kid play with a bunch of matches and see what happens. If you even knew what you were asking for when you say, oh, I want my Kundalini to rise, without knowing what it even means to have that happen or understanding that you need to prepare your body and your mind for this, you wouldn't be playing with this. You would realize this is fire. You wouldn't be asking for this experience. Having your Kundalini rise is not a joke. It's not like, oh, let's take acid or do a ayahuasca ceremony. You're not saying ayahuasca is something to play around with either. It's not like taking some Molly or, having some edibles. It's not that. But we're so desperate and we go through all these things. We take edibles, we take shrooms, we do acid. We ask for these Kundalini risings, though we don't know what the blank we're asking for because we're so desperate for these profound spiritual experiences that we think that will help speed up our healing process. They'll help us, skip some steps along the way as if it was a game of chutes and ladders. And so we keep trying. We're willing to listen to anyone and everything. But the point is that we're skipping and we're ignoring is not everything is for everyone. Yet we're out here doing everything in the name of spiritual awakenings. Me included, even though I know better. So as I continue preparing for this trip to Egypt, that I know is going to be something. Because me going to Egypt, me going back to Africa, me touching ground on where my ancestors lived at one point in time is going to be something. What that something is, I don't know. But the best thing I can do right now for me to prepare for this trip to Egypt is to let go of my expectations for this grand experience of a spiritual awakening. If a major spiritual awakening happens, great. If it doesn't, great. I'm telling myself that I'm open to the possibilities. I'm preparing my mind to reach a state of neutrality and calming my nervous system. That's how I've been focused in right now. Once I kind of gave up the diet and gave up, not even giving up the diet, but I didn't give up the diet completely. I decided to adjust the diet. So I'm still not eating meat. I'm still not eating cheese. But I decided to do certain things that worked for me that made me feel like I wasn't starving myself in the name of a spiritual awakening. So I modified in small baby steps. I took small steps I talk about all the time. I took small steps instead of trying to do this grand big step that wasn't working for me, that still feels comfortable for me to feel like I'm doing what I feel will work for me and nourish me as I prepare. And that includes doing meditations and breathwork practices that help me feel grounded in the present moment and relinquishes my need to go all out, detox to the fullest in the name of my spiritual awakening. So beautiful souls, today, as we close the episode, I want to remind you that our spiritual journeys are personal and unique. There's no one size fits all. And there certainly are moments where you can, to some degree, fast track, but that shouldn't be the goal. The goal isn't about fast tracking. If it happens, great, but the goal isn't about trying to fast track that healing. It's about being kind to ourselves, about finding what truly nourishes our bodies and our souls on this path that we are on. Our paths may be going the same directions, but they're different paths. It's not about chasing some unrealistic goal and ideals. Use astrology as a suggestion, not as a mandatory way of living. Use ayahuasca, use whatever journey you're on that's getting you through and healing some of these wounds that you're experiencing, seen and unseen. Use them in a way that feels good for you. Not because someone said this is the way and jump. Trying things is great. Seeing if it works is great, because again, how are you going to know unless you try? But if you're trying and you're like, this feels so uncomfortable, this seems like it's so contradictory to me actually healing, like me pushing myself to go beyond so I can be prepared for an experience that I don't even know what the blink is going to happen, it's not the smartest move for me. And so I was able to adjust. I ask you, try and then adjust. Stop chasing and know and listen and know that you are the best person to know what works best for you. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, remember to breathe, be present, let go, and know that you have everything within you to continue on your path. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.